Hello, today I'm going to talk about my Remington 1100, exactly how I decided to set this up, and a little bit about this gun. It's a little bit unique. This is a 1975 model, and in this year, they seem to have had a shortage of walnut to use. The stock in the front are usually made out of walnut wood. They seem to have a little bit of shortage of that wood, and they instead substituted it with mahogany, which gives it a interesting look. It's a different looking wood. I don't know if there's aftermarket companies that actually produce stocks and forends for 1100s in different kinds of wood. So depending on whether or not you could actually find these in mahogany if you really wanted them, that makes this exceptionally unique that Remington did that in this year. And I don't think they did it to all of them. I think they only did it to some of them, but this is uh, this is mahogany, and a lot of people have looked at it and have seen it and have said that it's no way that it's original. But I did a little bit of research and found out on my own that it actually was a thing that they did in 1975 because of some type of walnut wood shortage. At least Remington was having a walnut wood shortage. Um, as far as modifications to this, I really haven't done much. I like to keep my shotguns purpose built. You know what I mean? So, I did a video already on my A5, my Browning A5, which is kind of like a sporting gun. I could use that for trap. You could use that for hunting. You could use that just to go out into the woods, just to carry with you. It's kind of like an all-around type of shotgun. And I did my 870, which is set up for tactical home defense. This one is set up really just, this is set up more or less like a rifle, as much as you could possibly make a shotgun like a semi-automatic rifle. Um, the changes I made to this one are, there's only a few. One is the charging handle here. It's usually a little nub that sticks out of here that's easy to slip out of your hand. I gave this one a try. I got it from Brownells. I can't remember the name brand, but it's got a very unique shape. If you take a look on Brownell's website, you can't miss it if you do a search for 1100 charging handles. And the reason why I like this one, I was half thinking I was going to send it back, and all of my friends hate it, the look of it, and it does look a little bit gaudy. I'll give you that, but how this thing functions is amazing. It makes the opening and the closing of the action so easy. If you hardly even feel like there's any resistance at all on your hand because you're getting such a good bite with this charging handle. And to close the action, if you needed to close the action quietly and slowly, it puts on your thumb. So nice to be able to do that. It just makes the operating this action, which is a heavy action. I mean, this action is a heavy action, and it just makes it so much easier to operate and manipulate. I kept it. I like it. The only thing about this is, and you'll see the reviews on Brownells, that a lot of people would give it 1 star because they say that it falls off. A couple of people said, yeah, I had it for a couple of days and I lost it. It does fall off kind of easy. Even mine, it kind of just pulled right out. You know how these work. If you have this shotgun, you could just pull your charging handle right out and you'll see a little detent in it where a spring-loaded ball that's inside on the bolt pushes down and that ball seats inside that little cup that's in the charging handle. Well, that cup, I noticed that on my original charging handle, it's a pretty deep cup, and on this charging handle, it was just a shallow little divot. So I just took a Dremel motor tool with a round bit, and I just, went in there and just drilled it out a little bit more to make it deeper, to make it look identical to the original charging handle. And since then, haven't had a problem. If I go to pull it out, I mean, I could tug it this hard, it doesn't come out. It's not going anywhere. If I really need it, to come out, I could give it a tug. But it hasn't fallen out. Hundreds of rounds fired through it, hasn't fallen out. And I like it. If you can get by, how whacked out it looks, it really is something that's I like it. I kept it. I think it's nice. Another modification I've done to this is this Hastings Paradox barrel. Um, this gun is a 1975. The barrel, I'm pretty sure, is right around the same vintage. It has these really nice sights on here that are like rifle sights. The front sight, see if I can get up close here and give you a look at what they look like. The front sight right here has a gold bead ramp sight, and the rear sight here is a It's adjustable for elevation and windage, and it's a lot like a rifle sight. And if you notice, the elevation is set. The elevation is set right there, right dead center, and the windage is also set right dead center. And set up like this with these sights right in the middle, dead center. I'm plugging soda cans at 50 yards with this thing, one after the other. So it just fit right in there, and with the sights, everything all neutral, it just fires straight. It just seemed like it was really meant for this gun. And being that it's from the same vintage, I really do like it. I have this is the original barrel that came on the gun. I'm pretty sure it's pretty long. I guess this is like a 30-inch barrel, and it's a fixed full choke. 1975, there was no removable choke, so it's just a fixed full choke. Just one single bead on the end of the barrel, no mid barrel bead. Vent ribbed barrel. This is nice if I want to just throw it on here and go, sporting clays, go trap shooting with it or something. It's great for that. The full choke and the length of this barrel makes it very accurate for trap shooting and work really well. But like I said, I like to keep them all for a different purpose. You can have 6 different shotguns sitting there, and each of them needs to be picked up for a different excursion or a different job or a different task that you need to ask it to do. I kind of like to set them up that way. So I leave this one set up that way. I opted, though, to put the magazine extension tube. This is a 3-round extension tube. Makes 7 rounds to fully load the tube, and 1 in the chamber. Makes this 8-round capacity if you fully load it. And this is the same tube. If you saw my video on my 870, this is the same tube, except this is the polished tube instead of the matte black tube. I got the polished tube because this is the polished finished gun, and on the 870 was a matte finished gun, so I got the matte finished tube. But it's essentially the same exact thing, except this one didn't need any filing to file those nubs off. It's 1975. This is just a straight tube. There was a different type of cap that held everything in. It wasn't that plastic cap that hooks into those little nubs. It's just like a metal cap that just kind of resistance fit jams on there. So there was no need for grinding anything. This just fits right onto there. Actually, with this tightened all the way down, there was still a little bit of movement to the fore end here. So I actually had to put this on a grinder and grind about like 1/16 of an inch off of here. And being sure that I did it flat, and then take the bar off to be able to have it tighten down solid and everything feel rock solid. So it was a little bit of a strange fit, but it was just a teeny bit of work. I was able to get it perfect. And again, if you look at my 870s video, you'll see why I like this clamp. This clamp that works with the Remington extension tube is awesome. It's the only one, in my opinion, that works well. All of the others that have the swivel on the side, they walk. It seems like torquing it on the side is not a good idea, first of all, with the sling. It made the sling feel awkward. It made the sling not work right. You're always worried that you're bending the extension tube. And then not only that, you'd take, 15, 20 shots with it, and this would be in a completely different spot than where you started. And as it walked its way along, it would score the barrel and score the extension tube. So this one, the Remington one, on the tube itself, there is an indentation, and this clamp has like a rib in it. So when you tighten this down, you're tightening it down inside of a rib. It's not going anywhere. And even without that rib, I could feel that it's just a much better fit and a much better mechanism to lock down. But with that rib, just makes it absolutely perfect, where it doesn't move at all. And having the swivel on the bottom works much better, I think. So that's my 1100. This thing feels awesome when you go through 8 rounds, shooting at a target at, like I said, 50 yards or something like that, and you see how accurate that is. This sight picture is so beautiful on this thing because these sights are so high. Normally on a shotgun like this, you would be sighting down right along the top of this, which would connect to the vent rib, and that would go right to the ball, the bead that's on the end of the barrel. So you literally would be all the way down here to look straight across the top of the gun. But you can see where these sights are. They're way up here. Your sight picture is way up here on about an inch off the top of the gun, so you feel much more of a rifle feel when you shoulder this thing and you're coming down. You're not even, your face isn't even touching it, and you're right on the sights. You know what I mean? So it's and the sights come right. That sight picture comes right up the second you shoulder it. It's just, it feels right. It feels nice, and shooting 8 rounds through this thing, one after the other. I mean, literally having 4 or 5 shells in the air at the same time, firing that fast. You don't get much movement off the target because this action absorbs. It's this 1100 has such a heavy action that it uses up a lot of that recoil to operate the action itself. So you know, you fire a pump action shotgun for a while, and then you pick up this thing, and it's a relief. You know what I mean? That you could rapid fire this thing, and it just feels springy. It feels cushy every time you take a shot, instead of it giving that report, that blast right back into you. It just, you know, you feel it, but it's a little bit more. You definitely feel that cushiness, like it has like a, you know, like a car with a suspension compared to a horse-drawn wagon. You know what I mean? And it feels really nice to just run through 8 rounds over and over again at this, like, you know, shooting at the range at stuff. And actually seeing how accurate a shotgun can be at 50 yards, 100 yards. It's really surprising that, you know, Foster slugs or Sabo slugs get a little expensive. I'm pretty sure it would be even more accurate with the Sabos, you know. But the Sabo slugs get a little expensive. I just shoot, you know, regular Walmart 1 ounce Foster slugs, and they cycle through this thing perfectly. The barrel does get very impregnated with lead when you fire slug. I mean, you got to sit there and scrub the hell out of it for 20 minutes, a half an hour when you get done with a nice shooting session with those slugs, because they have there's no you know, coating, no jacket, no metal jacket over the lead, so it deposits a lot of lead throughout the barrel in the rifling. And you sit there with a brush and you're scrubbing and you're putting solvent, and then, you know, 10 minutes of scrubbing in and out, and you look, and you still see lead in there. I mean, it's amazing how long it takes to actually get the lead out of here. I almost wish I had a tank to just soak it in solvent overnight or something like that. That might work out better, you know. But then again, you got the plastic here on the sight, so that probably wouldn't work out too well. But whatever, it's worth it to clean it. You just have to have a good fun day with it. You know, you don't want to go and put like 3 or 4 slugs through it and be like, yeah, that was fun, and then you know, you spend all that time cleaning. I make a day of it. I go out with this thing and I go through several boxes, you know, and make a day of it. But as a deer rifle, or as just functioning as a rifle, it's shooting a 1 ounce slug of lead, very similar to how a rifle would fire a bullet, and the amount of power you could put downrange at 100 yards with one of these is really amazing. So that's my Remington 1100. Any questions, any comments? I'd love to hear from you. Tell me about yours. If you like the setup, anything you think I can do to improve on it, or anything you'd like to know where maybe I can help you improve on yours. Thanks a lot.